Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Haggett Hill. See this 16-foot long 2x12? What I'm going to do today is I'm going to cut some stair stringers for a bonus room project over my garage. So stick around with me and we'll see if we cut these out right. I'll show you an easy way to lay out and cut stair stringers. Here's the tools we're going to be using today. Got a big framing square, got a set of stair gauges, a pencil, and my old trusty tape measure. So I've determined my measurements where I'm going to put these staircase. I'm going to work with a 7.5 inch rise by a 10 inch step. So I've got my stair gauges set. So what we're going to do, you just line up the stair gauges with the edge of the board, draw a simple line. So this is 7.5 and this is 10. We're going to go down here to the end of the board. I've got it marked off because I need to maximize the most out of this board that I can, so there'll be no waste. So we're going to go down at the end. I've already got a reference line to start, and then I'll show you the measurements on that, and then we'll move all the way down. I need 15 treads that are going to be on the stringer itself, and a total of 16 risers, if you will, to get up to my finished floor height. I've got a reference line already. This is going to be 7 3/4 up, and then a 10 inch tread. I think I may have told you a while ago that I'm going to use a 7.5 inch rise. It's actually going to be 7 3/4. So here's a simple way to do it. Here's where the line ends. Put your stair gauges right here on this line. Very simple. Up, down. Now let's measure it to make sure it's going to be right. That one's 7 3/4, and that's 10. So we're going to go all the way down the board, making these marks, and that should get us. Pretty simple. I've been putting off doing these because it's hot, but I got to get it done. We're going to go ahead and work on it. A lot of people think doing this is difficult. Once you know the math you want or know your height, it's actually pretty simple to deal with. People try to overcomplicate it and make it more complicated than it is. I've done staircases before, especially in my log house, but those were all half log stairs. So it's a completely different process. I didn't use stair gauges, didn't cut them out of 2x12s. I split cedar logs in half. I still used the rise and run method, if you would, but I still use the right stair tread height. I still use about a 7 3/4 to 7.5, depending on the log stair riser height, and then the treads just happen to be however wide the logs were. Completely different process for building stairs than what we're working on here, but you know the principle is all the same. Drawing them out ain't too bad. Cutting them out's the hard part. Don't mind a little background noise. Got a little fan blowing in here just so I can stay a little bit cooler. Got them all marked. Now let's count them, make sure we got 15 treads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go, 15. Now I've demonstrated that I can count. We got 15, so we're in good shape. So now here on the end, This part will be cut off. This part will be cut off. This part of the riser will go back against the header. We're going to put our square on there. So that part's cut off. You can kind of envision that. So when we get to the bottom step, so this is the first step, the bottom that'll be on the concrete floor. And right now it's set up for a 7 3/4 inch riser. We got to take off the thickness amount of our stair tread, which is going to be 1.5 inches. 7 3/4 minus 1.5 inches is 6 1/4. So that puts me, right at the line. That's going to be perfect. So right here, we'll square this off. So we'll cut that off and that off. And this will be our first step. This one right here. Going to be a little bit of triangle cut out here, but that's not going to affect it structurally. So we'll get these cut out, we'll carry it over to the garage, and then we'll see how it matches up. If it looks good, then we'll use this one as a template, and we'll work on all the others. We'll cut the first one, and then I'll put you on time lapse, so I won't bore you with all of them, but you can kind of see the process. Alright, so again, this goes against the header. Here's the top stairs. Now when we're cutting these, it's important you don't go past this. I'll show you how we'll cut that out in a little bit. See how I got to right here and then stop. It's important not to go past that because you weaken the cut. Once we're done with all these, I'll come back with a saber saw and cut out that corner. Alright, I'm going to put you on time lapse now as we cut the rest of these. I won't bore you with it. Just stick around and watch. There you have it. Pretty simple on the cutout. We'll take this over to the garage here in just a moment. We'll try it out and see if it's going to fit. I believe that's going to work out just fine. So I'll take that one down and make it my pattern and cut 3 more to match. Alright, so I have my template clamped down on the next 2x12. I'm going to mark it, just kind of show you what that looks like as far as being able to mark it without taking any measurements. Then I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to cut the remaining 3, and when I get ready to put them up, then we'll come back and you can check out the progress. So let's mark them real quick. And that's all there is to it. Sorry, I lost my external mic. Got it on the charger. We'll go ahead and try this. So here's the stairwell hole. That's where the header will be attached up there. Stairs will go up this way. I'm going to get you up there a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. The top of that header is going to be flush with the top of that unfinished floor. I put a couple of 2x4s up there as guides and spacers, because when you're working by yourself you need all the help you can get. So let's see if we can get that header up there. Sorry for the background noise. I've got a fan going on in here too because it's pretty warm today. Gotta go trim just a little bit off. That's how all my projects work. I believe it'll work this time. Sorry about not getting all the video, getting that up there, but it's in place if everything works out. I'll put some longer construction screws in it to hold it in place, plus some few more nails. I made a trip back over to the shed and found the screws I wanted. These will be much better for what I want to do. All right, that's not going to go anywhere. All the stringers are cut. I'm going to put a board right up there, 2x6. Actually, I cut down a 2x8 that I had milled the other day. It's 2x7. Going to put it on behind there, and then I've got some long screws I'm going to run in from the face side to attach it up there. Nails are just going to kind of hold it in place temporarily. And then I'll run some more screws in. When I get my nail gun over here, I'll toe nail them into the wall. This is just to give some strength to that header. Alright, you might not be able to see it, but I drew a line up there where the top of my stringer needs to go. 8.5 inches down from the top of the unfinished floor. It hadn't rained in several weeks. This is awesome. I'm glad I'm working inside. We got one of them ready to go up now. Get it in place to look at. That looks pretty good. I bought these Simpson strong tie stair tread hangers. Gonna put it up there. We'll have to run some screws in the back. Up here at the top, run some nails, then we'll screw it in at the side. Of course, this one next to the wall will be screwed into the wall, nailed into the wall anyhow. I'll bring you up here with me, show you what this looks like from up here. Going to put the top of the 2x, the stringer, right at the top of that line. I got that one in there. It has 8 that we can put in. Don't know that it needs it all, especially on this one since it's going in against the wall. It'll be nailed against the wall. We won't put as many in this one since it's going to be nailed flush against the wall. Alright, first one in. So you kind of get the idea. I'll get the other 3 put up and then we'll come back and see how the progress looks. Alright, here's the progress I made off camera. Got all 4 stringers hung, got them all put into place, got them spaced out where they need to be. I put one of the temporary oak stair treads down at the bottom just to get my spacing right. You saw me mill these up a few weeks ago. They're going to work out just fine. So here's what it looked like. As soon as this staircase gets done, we'll start working on finishing that room out upstairs and then get the rest of the garage finished out as well. I'm cutting the temporary stair treads this morning. I'll need a total of 14 more of these. These will not go to waste. Once I get the bonus room completely finished, I'm going to take these up and put down my final complete cedar slab stair treads, and then I'll repurpose these into something else. These need to be cut at 47 3/4 inches. So we'll see if we can't cut a few of them. There you have it. I hope you can hear me over the noise. It's already warm out today and humidity's about 98%. So I need to work with the fan on. Hope you don't mind. I even took my hat off since I'm not out in the sunshine. Maybe I'll stay a little cooler. This old nailer, I bought it way before I started building my house, probably around 2010 or 11. It hasn't been used in 6 or 7 years. Sometimes it shoots 2 nails at once. I guess that's a bonus. Sometimes it doesn't shoot at all. It's a good thing I'm about done building. I think this thing's going to have to go. See there? Shot 2. Another 2. I'm getting double my money. That should hold those stringers in just fine. Now I'll hammer in these double nails. I'm going to get 3 or 4 of these in place. They need to be 43 3/4 out from the edge of the wall, so that's exactly what I cut these at. The inside one, between the inside 2, needs to be 13 7/8, and it needs to be 14 between these. Okay, we got a few nailed in. They're holding everything in place. Now we'll just go up through here and we'll start nailing them in. Remember, these are just going to be temporary treads, so they're just there basically as placeholders. I think you kind of get the gist of it. When we get them all nailed in, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Here's the finished product, the temporary stairs, or temporary stair treads. Let's walk up them. I'll show you what the bonus room is going to look like up above. Now they're creaking a little bit because I don't have them nailed down, but one nail per tread. Well, it won't have so much to take up later. So here's my bonus room. It's going to be 14 by 28 minus the stairwell hole. We like to get together as a family and play board games and different things like that, so we'll probably make this our game room and library. Let's see if we can walk down them without falling down. If you're wondering what this opening is, it's covered up with OSB. There's actually a doorway coming from my breezeway into what's going to be the stairwell. I'm going to wall it up right here, wall up the stairs as you go, so you won't be able to access the stairway from the garage. You'll have to access it from the breezeway. That way the upstairs, the bonus room, and the stairwell will be climate controlled. I'm going to put a mini split system up there. But that's what this is behind this, in case you were wondering. I appreciate you stopping by and helping out with this project here today on Haggett Hill. Man, it's a scorcher. My shirt was dry when I started this morning. Keep watching if you're interested in this bonus room build out. I'll probably make a playlist of it, and as each step of the phase goes along, I will post them in that playlist. May not work on much more of it till it cools down, but I did want to get this staircase done. As always, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I answer each and every one of them. And I like constructive criticism. If you see something I need to change, let me know. See something you like, let me know that as well. God bless to you and your family, and come back and see me here again on Haggett Hill.